Welcome, Brony nerds and gamers. My name is Drummy.
And I'm Don.
Don, calm down, Don. It's okay. Xenogears is here. This is, oh man, I'm so hyped. I'm so pumped. I'm so hyped. Start that shit. There's no.
I forgot.
There's no options. Just start that shit. So, for those of you who remember the first podcast that we did, one of the things I mentioned is that one of my favorite games for the PlayStation was Xenogears, and a lot of people don't know about this game. It's kind of a cult following. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. So, this is one of my favorite lore-based game series in that, like, I've studied the lore about this game. I know a lot about this game. Like, before we started recording this game, I just started playing it just for funsies because I love it that much. Don, you played a bit of this, right?
Yeah, I played a tenth of the game.
Yeah, literally a tenth of the game. And so, but you don't. That was a while ago, and so you don't really.
That was a couple years ago, dude.
That was a couple years. Was it really that long?
Dude, yeah. This was before we even decided we were gonna be on YouTube.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shoot, that's crazy.
Yeah, yo, you literally borrowed this game after we played the game that was in the case originally. God, that was a horrible game.
Omega 1 restarting. Alpha 1 genome restructuring. Confirming exon replacement.
You've got this beginning sequence, and believe me, if you don't understand what's going on, that's fine. You're not supposed to, really. What I'd like to know is, one thing I don't remember is who does the animation for like these sequences, because I love it.
Roger. Activating self-destruct bolts. Confirming.
But what's really sad is that this sequence pretty much sets up the entire universe we're playing in, and you won't even know anything about it for like another 40 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, I remember when I first played this, seeing this opening, I was like, this reminds me of Star Ocean, the first Star story.
That game sucked.
It wasn't that good. I didn't like the controls in it. The story was kind of okay in it. But, oh no, it was the second story.
So, you'll probably notice, and in some scenes it'll be even worse, but some of the lip dubbing for the voice acting, they didn't do any lip dubbing for the anime. They translated it. The translation's pretty good. It's just that the dubbing itself doesn't match up with the lips. And you know, because it's Japan, that's just how it was in 1998.
I am evacuating the ship. All of you, evacuate now.
Yeah, but I think the voice acting was still pretty good, though.
Yeah, the voice acting in this game is very decent for the few. There's not a lot of voice acting, but the few parts where there is, it's good. It doesn't overwhelm. They put in the voice acting for parts where they wanted to be like, they wanted to punch a moment in. Now, what's really cool is that this was the part of Squaresoft that most people remember, is that where they took these big chances, and so they took this director who hadn't really done anything else before, and they said, hey, do this thing. Now, that locket, and again, it's all speculation because the only information that we get about this guy is included in a book called Xenogears Perfect Works. But the lady in the picture and the young girl is reminiscent of someone else who you'll meet later. So it's kind of interesting to think that what is the correlation between the two characters. Unfortunately, and this is really stupid, we will never know that. So I'm going to try not to ruin anything for you, but there is one thing I will tell you, just because it's probably not going to mean anything. This whole scene is the origin of our world.
I figured.
No, I mean, you wouldn't understand. There's no explanation as to how it happens or what happens or what, but this situation is how this planet's origin story happens. A spaceship crash lands on this planet.
Or at least the pod, anyways.
No, the whole ship crash landed. The whole ship crash landed, and this woman here is like the origin species of all humans on this planet.
Okay.
But I won't tell you any more than that. Shut up, phone! Just more emails. Tons of emails, comments, emails. The continent of Ignis in the northern hemisphere of our world. On this, the largest continent of war has been raging between two countries for hundreds of years. You got Kislev, which is a militaristic industrial nation, and Ave, which is a desert kingdom, more traditional and religious. That's pretty much how it sets itself up. And
Okay.
nobody remembers a time that you can continue.
I was making sure.
You just continue. I'm not going to be doing a bunch of voice acting or reading.
God.
I'm going to just tell you things, and people can read it, and you can read it. If you can read and listen to me at the same time,
It's not that hard.
great. But whatever. So, the war was basically people found these machines underground called gears. And the Ethos, which was an organization, a group of people who led those excavations, basically took the weapons, restored them, and then gave them to the nations. And of course, they just used them to make more combat because that's just what people do.
It's human nature.
So it's going on to say basically that, for hundreds of years this has been going on. Hundreds of years. Nobody even knows why they're fighting, but for hundreds of years. Then a force called Gebler makes contact with Ave, and Gebler is from a nation that nobody knows about. Again, there's a lot of mystery here, a lot of like, what the hell is going on? And the great thing is about this game is that it doesn't leave you hanging on these issues for too long. But every time they like give you information, they'll leave you with more questions.
Alright. Sorry if I'm taking too long to skip this. I'm actually reading it.
No, it's fine. Don, I want Don here to experience the game the best way he can. And I'm just basically making commentary because of how much I like it. So you might have remembered this scene.
Yeah.
So
Some of this is vaguely familiar.
yeah, Lahan, this is where it all begins. So the game opens up in this village, and everything is blowing up and is on fire, trees falling over, people running for their lives.
They're not running very fast.
PS1, okay? 1998. Take it easy. You got gears with guns, and then what we got over here, it's, oh, look at this. This guy looks different. And you got Faye. Huff, huff, damn you. He's mad, he's pissed, he's angry. And,
Tutorial combat.
was it here? No, it was later. You get the tutorial combat later. Hey-ya! Sorry, I'm going to be doing a little voice acting. Maybe just for the fun of it. So this scene, like, this is a tropey scene. It's like, oh, we are starting in combat. In fact, a lot of the great things about this character is that he starts off as a very tropey character. He's just a hero, He's just trying to kick butt and take names. And then you have Satan, trying to be the voice of reason. And you would think that this is going to lead to some huge battle.
I'm hoping I'm giving enough delay between text so that way you guys at home can read
No,
it.
no. Just you read it. Don't worry about anything else. If people want to read it, they can stop it and rewind. You just do whatever you need to do. So it goes from that battle, fire, and I love this transition, by the way.
That's not bad.
It transitions from the battle to a guy who's painting. And when I first started playing this, I was like, What's going on? Like, what's happening? He's like, it's the same guy. Same guy doing his thing. So you sit here wondering, is this before the battle? No, take a look at the paintings. You can zoom up on them. And you can't make them out, but some of these paintings, I think, have some amount of meaning. So I take a look at them, and I'd say, you know, because what is he painting? He's, you know, the fire, you know, not sure what he's painting there, but, you know, some of the paintings are obviously from the surrounding area. But he's clearly painting something from that he's emotionally connected to, right?
Looks like he's just painting what he dreams about.
Now, I want you to do me a favor. Jump up there. Triangle is jump. No, other corner. Other corner. The other corner. That one. That is literally going to give you an item in about 25 hours. Yes! So you need to walk around.
I would have said that louder if I
No. Go back downstairs. Go back downstairs.
Calm down, chill.
No. You really need to go talk to this lady over here. Hello, Faye. You're looking well today. My, how time flies. Why, it has already been 3 years since you came to our village. When they first saw you brought in all bloody and soaking, to tell you the truth, they didn't think you were going to make it. And that strange masked man who carried you here that day, do you think that maybe he was your real father? Don't you remember anything? Why, they say you had a terrible nightmare and constantly called out for your father. And now you get a cutscene.
Oh boy!
And this will be referenced. This scene will be referenced a lot. So, the character's name is Fei Fong Wong.
Yeah.
The reason why that's really, really significant is Fei Fong Wong references a Chinese folk hero called Hong Fei Wong.
Huh.
Hong Fei Wong is pretty much like the closest example you'd have an American aspect would be something like George Washington.
Okay.
Or Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay, so square is the menu.
Yes, square is the menu. And go ahead and go press square and look at your stats and whatnot. Go to your status. Everything here is important.
Yeah, I know.
Including the weight.
Where?
Weight.
Oh, wait.
Including the weight. So it hasn't come up yet, but when we get to a point that it has to do with weight, I'll explain why it's important. But that just learning some of your menus so that you can know where you're going. The only thing that you might not like is that with the item menu, there's no like automatic rearrange button. But most of the time, you're not going to need to go in through your item menu very much at all, looking for one particular item. Oh, look at that! We got all of our other save datas.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
And we can copy.
Yes, but there's no real need to. Look, there's Final Fantasy VI.
Yay.
All right, you can go on ahead.
Okay.
So Hong Fei Wong. Have you ever seen what is the name of it? Trouble in Little China, or shoot, what was the name of it? I can't remember.
Big Trouble in Little China?
It's with Jet Li.
Oh. I don't know that. That's a big J. Yeah, right, but still.
Wong Fei Hung. Yes. Not Hung Fei Wong. Wong Fei Hung. Oh gosh. Once Upon a Time in China.
Oh no, I've never watched it. I don't even think I've ever heard of it.
It's from the 90s. It was a 90s film with Jet Li. Basically, he was a Wang Fei Hung was an acupuncturist. He was a traditional doctor. He was a expert martial artist on the levels of like, you know, Bruce Lee or other like old favorites. He had many movies made out of him, and he was a revolutionary. He worked with the Chinese military to push back the Japanese invasion of Taiwan.
Okay.
And he lived in like the 1800s. So this whole scene seems weird, doesn't it?
It's just talking about a wedding.
Right. But how do you feel when you're... How do you feel?
You just feel that it's just two friends getting to know each other, or, you know, just trying to help each other for their big day.
Yeah, but how do you... I'm asking you personally, not like... Don't put yourself in the character's shoes, but like if you're... What do you think about this scene?
Kind of not important.
And that's exactly what they were going for. What they were going for was, especially because they put in that intro scene of that big battle that most likely is going to happen. Everything that you're experiencing now just seems weird. And the reason why is because for Faye, everything feels very weird for him. He woke up in this village 3 years ago.
Yeah, with no memory
with no memory of anything that happened. And all he's doing is basically, you know, he's very thankful to his friends Timothy and Alice, who are now getting married. But basically, you know, his character doesn't really feel in place here, which, you know, as it goes on, it'll make that, you know, that'll be obvious.
Yeah, he just seems out of place.
Yes. But I do love
this guy with the big ass forehead. No, when I first saw it, I'm like, what is this, a halfling?
I know, no, but he's just a little kid. He's literally
looks like a fucking halfling, like an adult in a short person's body.
He does have that kind of like. I kind of had the exact same thought, honestly. I kind of thought maybe he was a little person or something. So the important thing to remember is that. And they do this a lot. Whenever there's a character with a facial picture like that, that's an important character.
I figured.
That will actually be a character that has meaning throughout the entire story.
Okay. That's good to know.
So Dan hates the fact that Timothy and Alice are getting married.
Right.
And he's gonna want to talk to you, and he wants you to break them up, basically.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Well, yeah, but you could agree to it.
I know.
So, one of the other things about this game, and like we'll get into more of it as time goes on, as new characters get introduced. But one of the great things about this game is that it explores a lot of psychology from Nietzsche and Freud and other schools of thought. And basically each of the main characters in the game is basically a symbolic representation of some psychological disorder. Faye, we won't explore yet, but it'll make more sense later on. But as each other character gets introduced, you start to learn more and more about who they are, but also their flaws, generally speaking. So I'm gonna strong arm you in just a little bit of sense, just because I don't want you to talk to every single person. Because
I thought this kid was important, and then when I got here and I started, I'm like, nope, not important.
Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna have you do. First, you're going to go to that bar. That door right there.
I'm going.
Yep, go to that door. Take a left, and talk to the lady in the corner who's looks like they have their. Not that one. Well, you can talk to this one, because she wants to have sex with you. it's just a, just a random prostitute in town.
Yeah.
No. Talk to the lady in the other corner who looks like she's beside herself.
Oh.
And also, she's drunk. I think it's a girl. It might be a guy. I have absolutely no problem for it. You're going to want to choose the third one. Yeah. fuck you and all that. No, but wait. A change of heart, perhaps? I have no use for it. Don't worry about it. Just take it. Nobody knows in the depths of the sea a teardrop shed by a mermaid. Received a mermaid tear. Congratulations, Don. That will get you a very powerful ring in 45 hours from now.
Boy, there's a lot of time in this game.
Yeah! So now you can talk to Dan, because that advances part of the plot. Yeah, so now he's going to want to ask you to steal Alice away and run off.
Dude, the way this is written, it's like it's from The Godfather.
As you know, tomorrow's finally the day of my sister's wedding. So, what I want to talk to you about is exactly that. Alice's marriage. Faye, to be perfectly honest with you, I've always wished you could have been my brother. It's still not too late. You could go steal Alice and run off with her. If you need me to help, I'd be glad to. It may be odd for me to say this, but my sister's beautiful and a good cook. And this is just between you and me, but she's well endowed too.
That's horrible.
Yes, she's basically
He's technically pimping out his sister.
So it's kind of underwritten, but there is some general. If you had spoken to Alice first, it would actually made more sense. But there's actually some undertext that maybe you and Alice could have, you know.
Oh,
bow chicka bow wow.
Probably. But yeah, no, Dan's crazy.
Okay. Timothy and Alice are both my best friends. You know I can't do that. Yeah, I know that. Well, if you're gonna be like that. But if you change your mind, come and talk to me.
I think you have to agree to that, don't you?
No, I don't think you do, but I think you can. Talk to the lady in the pink. Also, circle lets you run, and you'll...
I know.
Okay. Yeah. She's gonna lament about being kept, being stuck here. This is a very secluded village in the middle of nowhere. Lahan is very, like a very tropey small town that you
Amish.
find... What?
Amishish or
No,
no?
tropey.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big trope in, like, an RPG, the small town, right? So the fact that, you know, you got all these people here, many of them feel like they're stuck here. And so basically she's just lamenting about how she feels like it's stuck here and she wants to leave, and she's asking you, is that weird?
No, it's not really weird. Most people usually dream about stuff like that in a small village.
Well, there you go. So she gives you an Aquasol, which is a healing potion.
Right, I've got 3 of them now.
Yeah. Now, go down into the well. And now jump in the well.
Suicide!
Yes. Suicide is painless. It takes on many... Oh, wait, never mind. He's fine. Wait. Phew, that was a close one. This well is dangerous. Perhaps it's better if I don't go near it again. Well done! You found a weird item.
What?
Now jump in again.
What's the purpose of this?
You just found an item. yeah, that was a close one. Well is dangerous. Perhaps better if I don't go near it again. All's well that ends well. You found an Aquasol S. Jump in again.
How many times am I gonna have to do this?
I don't know. I forget. At least one more time. As well as dangerous. Perhaps better if I don't go near it again.
No.
No. Jump in again.
Fucking you and well puns.
The well puns are awesome!
No, they're not.
They're perfect. Perfect well puns are perfect.
I don't like puns that often.
Oh man, I hate puns when they're like for marketing. No, jump in again.
Why?
Because there's one more item you get. I'm not just telling you to do it for sake of puns. There are items that you're getting for this.
I've jumped in there twice and I have
I
gotten
know,
another
and
item.
there's... There. Well, you found a power ring. There. Now, there is one more pun they give you, but I'll spare you. Alright?
Thank you.
So, you have a stamina ring. You can switch it for a power ring. And that's kind of the trade-off you choose. Do you want your character to be more physical damage or more tough?
I went with physical.
Yeah, so each character has, and again, you only have the one character, but each character has their strengths. You don't need to mess with any other building, but except for Alice's. Go back to the square, and I can't remember exactly where it is. It's not there. Nope, left. There it is. So you gotta talk to Alice. Yeah, you're here to see Alice. It's customary that we don't let any men in to see the bride today, but you can be an exception. Because you're Fae. Someone else, if you talk to them in town, they're like, oh, you're like a member of the family now. You're a member of the town. Yeah, that's not Alice.
I figured.
That's just an old lady. And so this is Alice, and there's... Yep, that's her wedding dress. She's pretty. She's a pretty girl. Also, I love... I think it's this song here. Yeah, I love this song. It's very peaceful and calm.
Boy, do I sense the tension.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Look at this. It's so absolutely like full of tension. You realize here that something like is going on, and it becomes rather apparent in the next like few lines that Alice really is like second guessing marrying Timothy and would it actually...
Also, did you see how thin her dress is right now?
Okay, Don. It's very nice that you point out 1998 graphics. Give it a rest. Yeah, So, after this scene, you can go back and talk to Dan and say like, oh, guess what, I'll do it. But it won't change anything. Dan will be like, oh, but you really can't do that because they're in love and all that. And also, Faye, as you're gonna find out, has absolutely no real romantic tension for Alice. Yes.
He's a hit it and quit it kind of guy, huh?
No, there's... I can't tell you anything without spoiling a huge plot point of the game. That's what sucks about this beginning part of the game. There's a lot of things I'd like to tell you, but I can't.
Yeah.
And for those, let me talk more about Xenogears in general. Xenogears is the original prequel, or the sequel if you think about episodes, to the Xenosaga series. And for anyone who's a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles, the same director and writer who worked on Xenoblade Chronicles worked on all these games, Xenosaga and Xenogears. And this was his first. And this is the one that made like the cult following of that director a big thing. I'm gonna actually look him up pretty quick right now just to remember who he is, because I can't remember for the life of me. Tetsuya Takahashi? Is that the guy? Yeah, Tetsuya Takahashi. So he worked on Xenogears, and the only problem with this game that I guess you could say is a problem is that towards the end of the game, they kind of had to rush a lot of parts because budget started running out.
Well, of course.
But I think they wrap it up pretty well. They leave unanswered questions, obviously, and that's unfortunate. But the Xenosaga, it was meant to be a longer series of games. But unfortunately, Square decided to go towards the route of Final Fantasy X and kind of left this game in the dust. Because it was after this game was made that they moved on to Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 10, and they moved more in that direction because because I think it's because Final Fantasy 9 tanked, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. I actually enjoyed the game.
Well, I didn't do that well. So now you got to go up to no, go back to town. Sorry, I need to keep a shorter leash on you to put you in the right direction. Just go to the opposite end of town. It's a straight shot. There you go.
Could have made mistakes.
It's okay. I mean, if you would walk around and talk to people, one person says that this is the way to get up to Dr. Satan's house. So Satan Hazuki is the doctor of the village, and he lives up at the top of the mountain cliff. These guys are hobgobs. They are the easiest of easy enemies. And they will literally die just by looking at them. Now the combat, you see now how the combat system is that you enter in commands, triangle,
either 1,
square.
2, or 3 points.
Yes, right now at least. You will have more points later on. Now, yeah, you might want to save here. And, also, this will probably be the end of the episode. So, join us next time here on Brony Nerds and Gamers. And we'll get up to the mountain with Dr. Satan. And we'll learn more about the game. Yeah, just don't... You can't save over anything. You gotta... Yeah, just do that.
I know. I'm allowed to look.
Well, I mean, some games let you, but this one doesn't. Alright, until next time, good night.